Punkie, you dumb bitch.
Will you say something?
What the fuck you want me to say?
Ooh, that's good.
That's perfect.
Ooh, that's
okay, great.
loud.
Move your fucking baby food.
That's what she knows.
All right, let me do this intro because we about to get started and I can already tell. Okay. Oh, hi. You're listening to Service from Hell, a podcast featuring people that are currently in customer service positions or the lucky few that got out and all the good, bad, and infinitely irritating things that go along with that work. I'm actor and writer Kate Gaffney, and I'm uniquely qualified to discuss this as I currently work, or used to work, at a very busy and very popular comedy club in Los Angeles, and at least one of you listening right now has probably grabbed me and told me you were ready to order when I was running around like a crazy person. So let's eat. I'd like to welcome our guests, Ride or Dies, returning Punkie Johnson and Leigh Lamson-Quay, and now we're introducing Bianca Sia.
Hello there.
There she is. We are back for week 5 of this hellscape.
It's been 5 weeks.
It has been 5 weeks. So, Punkie, you want to say hi? Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, what's up, hoes? How y'all doing? Look, well, I cannot do this podcast looking at no damn lamp. Okay, so
Okay, hold on.
We're gonna move. Oh no.
Good.
Oh,
Now
no.
phones are ringing. Everyone's crushing it. When I've hit the mic a bunch. Okay, so this is gonna be chaos because we have 2 microphones. Punkie is joining us via FaceTime, and Bianca, Leigh, and Punkie have a long history, so we gonna try and get through this podcast.
Wait, can I plug my podcast?
Yes, Bianca has her own podcast with Neil Brennan. Go for it, girl. Talk about it.
I do a podcast with my friend Neil Brennan, and it is called How Neil Feel. And it's fantastic. You can get it on all platforms you find your podcast.
Good. Excellent plug. So we have been, obviously this breaks from the format of how the podcast normally is. We've been talking about a bunch of questions. This week we didn't get listener questions, but I just have a bunch of questions. And I wanted to see if you guys had seen or heard all of the various things that have been happening. And it has been a fast week with a lot of shit shifting. So first question I have is, did you guys see about the house party in Bakersfield where a bunch of people got shot? I believe 6 people got shot because they were having a house party. I don't know if y'all saw about that.
Because they were having...
it was like 150 people at that party, huh?
Were there really? I didn't really see how many people, but I know 6 people got shot. Yeah.
Sorry. They got shot because they were having a house. Someone went to break it up.
I heard that the cops shot them. No. Yes.
That's I'm not entirely sure, but Punkie put her finger up like she's gonna check it out. Thank you, Punkie. Fact check this. Also, if you heard that dribble in the background, Leigh is pouring herself wine because she is unaware that sound picks up on microphones.
I thought it was invisible wine.
Okay, good. And now Bianca's now pouring hers. It's great. So, guys, this is gonna be chaos. We're already in it. I can't wait.
I was being so quiet.
Oh God.
No one will ever know.
Here we go. Punkie's got a contemplative face as if she's looking up the facts. Thank you, Punkie.
So they must have 2 parties. People just out here having parties. So this one is video shows more than 150 people at an illegal California nightclub amid COVID-19 crisis.
Yo, the way you're reading that is killing me.
These people are wilding out. Cramming dozens of people into an illegal club during this outbreak is like dropping a lit match in the woods during fire season. Who knows how far the damage will spread? It's the epitome of irresponsibility, Herrera said in a statement. The illegal club has been operating out of an industrial building.
Yo, I want to see, I call her Hamhawk, but I want to see Punkie as, I don't know, like a mayor. I want you in a role of like the mayor of a city.
I'm sure she'll play that on TV at some point. We'll get.
It would be good.
Nice and polite. Stupid motherfucker. Didn't I fucking tell you? That's how I will be talking.
You're gonna be like the mayor of New Orleans.
The videos of her have been phenomenal. I'm like, she kind of doesn't want to play, but she also has to be professional.
Yeah.
I love her.
I know.
She's from Texas, right,
Surprised
Punkie?
she doesn't clap when she talks. like I said.
You mean like me?
Yes.
Okay, Punkie, your visual has frozen, so I hope you can hear us. But all right, so everyone, but you had not heard about the house party, Bianca.
I know that people, Mayor Garcetti tried to speak on our level when he was like, snitches get rewards. And I was like, oh no, he did not just say that. Oh, did we lose her?
Yeah, she it goes in and out.
This is just more work for Kate and
Yeah, that's all it is. I'm just thinking, I'm like,
Kate, get the episode.
I listened to it yesterday. I was like, Kate, it sounded great. She's
Right.
like, I just spent the last fucking 800 years of my life editing. Yes, of course it sounded fucking great.
Every time there's something, I'm like, ooh.
This is why you don't do podcasts in quarantine.
What is
Punkie, you
happening?
okay?
No, guys, I don't know what happened.
She didn't have to pay her Metro PCS phone bill.
Can you use CalFresh for that?
This is Wi-Fi holes.
Okay.
I keep making fun of her.
Okay, for the very few people that actually, I forgot to do this before. So we all work together at the Comedy Store. Bianca is another employee at the store, and Bianca joined us this week because she has been quarantined. She's been hanging out alone for a month, and she knows these bitches really well. And so we are all kind of trying to take the perspective of we're doing our best to survive in this chaos. And I don't know if you guys saw, there's a comic at the store who posted that there are comics throwing secret shows that people are going to.
Really?
And yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Who posted?
Yeah.
No. Can you? I mean,
I can say off the mic. I'll tell you who it is off the mic. But
What's the first letter of the first name?
of course he's doing it.
Oh,
He pisses everybody
going
off.
to his shows?
I mean, I don't know if
really
it's
wanna
his
know.
show. He said it was a show he was invited to, and he was like, "Oh, this is terrible." He was, making comments about it, and I was just like,
Wait, what's terrible?
that they were having a secret show, and I'm like, "But you performed."
Did you go?
He performed.
Punkie, haven't people been asking you to do shows?
Hell yeah! I just be like, look, no.
Are they live shows or are they on like Zoom?
It's a mixture. Like I just got offered to do. So somebody come in and asked me to do a podcast last week. I was like, in person? They said, yeah. I was like, absolutely not. And then somebody asked me to do a Zoom show. I was like, no.
We're really on lockdown. Like, I feel like Kate and Bianca and I are all in a room together, but we literally, I think that, I don't know, maybe I'm just like making excuses for myself because I'm losing my shit, but like, I feel like you can trust certain people to in how they quarantine themselves. And if they do go out, they're taking proper precautions. And then you know that there's some people that are just kind of messy in life. So they're going to be messy in quarantine.
I mean, that's totally fair.
And I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like I haven't seen Bianca since you got back into town.
Now, Bianca, I know you've talked about this on your podcast, but if you could just briefly for my audience explain. So you were overseas, right, when all of this went to hell?
Right. So I was in Ireland like 3 days before they shut down the borders to Europe. Not Ireland. They said they didn't say. They said Europe. And then when I was in Europe, everyone was like, oh, the Sheegan part of Europe. I'm like, the fuck is Sheegan?
Vegan?
Yeah, what is that?
Which sounds like an Irish name. So I'm like, I'm in Ireland, Sheegan. What's going on? And Sheegan means continental Europe.
I did not know that.
It's from some like agreement. It's called the Sheegan Agreement. I don't fucking know. I learned so much. I wasn't stuck necessarily, but I had a flight. I flew there the 9th. All that shit happened like on the 12th. I had a flight for the 19th. And on the 16th evening, which was Monday evening, I went there for my friend's wedding. On Monday evening, they were shutting the borders to UK and Ireland. So my flight was on Thursday. The border shut was on Monday. So I was really freaking out. So I called.
Now, when you say border shut, does that mean that you would not be able to get a flight out to go to the United States?
Totally gray area. Totally gray area. No one knows. So I just felt like, okay, so basically once they shut the borders, a lot of the previously planned flights are going to be canceled. Doesn't mean that you can't get repatriated. It just meant that like you don't know if your flight's going to get canceled. You know? So I was stuck and I was freaking out. I racked up like hundreds of dollars of roaming charges
on your cell phone.
Because I was on hold with trying to change my flight.
Jesus.
It was 3 phone calls, 2 hours each. After each 2-hour mark, it just hung up on me. That happened 3 times. If I ever hear the song "A Beautiful Day" by U2 again. I was like in Ireland on YouTube. It's like, it's a beautiful day. I'm like, fuck, yeah, motherfucker. And so after that, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm really freaking out. And then I was texting with Neil, who's rich. And
God love him.
Like, he's rich. He has like 3-story house. Like, he has all the things. He's a successful comedian. And I was like, we were just texting. He was very mad I went before, by the way. And he was the only person, like, he was the person that, like, a flood is coming. And everyone's like, you stupid ass. And then the flood came. He was like, why are you going?
Him and Peter Shore were the only 2 people.
How interesting. Like, he knew on the 9th, he was like, don't get on that plane.
He was like, why are you going?
Rich people know everything.
Yeah, they knew ahead of time, for
Also,
sure.
Can we just sidetrack and say that the fact that U2 was playing for all those poor people is like when they made everybody download their album too. It's like, why do you
It's assault.
Constant assault. So actually, just to say that rich people thing, Neil told me that there is a group of rich people at the moment who are gathered at a place in America, and most of them are gathered in the same place, and they're not telling nobody where they are, and it's a place that's not that far from here. It's not an island.
Is it Idaho? I feel like they're all at Demi. I feel like they're at Demi Moore's house in Idaho.
No, she just told on herself. She says not that far from here. I bet we can figure out where they are.
Not that far, like not a crazy plane ride.
Oh, it's not Pasadena. I got you. I got you. Okay.
And they're all held up in like behind a
closed doors
something situation. Anyways, but basically he was like, yo, I have hella miles. I can fly you home.
So you left significantly earlier than you initially planned on leaving.
Yeah, I left Monday, and I was like, wait, what?
I just wanted to give backstory because I realized we didn't do that. My bad.
But it was really. I'm so sorry.
Bianca, you have a podcast.
No, and this happens on my podcast sometimes.
Oh my god.
Anyways, the point is that he saved me, and I got out of there. And when I tell you, I landed in LAX, I had to fill out a CDC health form. There was nobody at LAX, and when I tell you there was nobody, there was no one. There was one person that controlled my passport. There was no one in customs. There was no one at the airport.
So you land, and then did they keep you at the airport for 2 days, or like you just fill out the form and they're like, get out?
They didn't even check her for anything.
I filled out the form, and then there's nobody. And then all of a sudden I kept going through all the shit, and then I was in the lobby with Starbucks, and I found one of the flight attendants on the British Airways flight, and I was like, sorry, no one picked up my form. She's like, mine either. I was like, oh, okay.
You're like, okay, we in it. We in
it. Well, I see Ubers. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, I would have felt that way too. Just get the hell out. Okay, so you came back, and then now did the store close? It closed whilst you were gone, right? Yeah. Okay, so then you come back to no job, and how did you figure out your unemployment then? Did you fill it?
Well, when we were all on a chain, and Leigh was like, hey, you guys, I just filled out unemployment. You guys should do it. I was at a bar drunk as fuck in Ireland while people were singing like, I don't know, Hey Jude, I think. And I was like, wait, I got to do this. Everyone's like, get off your phone. I'm like, this is for my future. And
so at a bar drunk in Ireland, you filled out the unemployment form.
Yeah. And thank God I did, because our coworkers, some of our coworkers, I don't know how they have it like that.
Listen,
but they just filled it out a week ago.
Well, they got a lot of opinions, so, I don't know.
We'll get to the fucking
We're going to get there. We're going to get there.
I have fucking opinions.
We talked about the Pikey and Swingers closing officially, and I have seen, like, kind of across the country, I know it is sad, a lot of restaurants elsewhere are closing. Have you guys heard of any other restaurants either here or elsewhere that you've seen permanently closed that are saying as a direct result of COVID-19 that they're closing?
I haven't. I assume I'm from Mississippi, and I assume that because it's such a poor state, it's going to be hard for some people to keep their businesses open there, but I haven't heard anything. But my parents are also completely homebound, so they're not like, they're not
reporting back.
They're not reporting back.
Okay.
Every time I talk to my mom, I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, nothing. I'm like, okay, you're a 76-year-old, 12-year-old, and you need to calm the fuck down.
Okay. Punkie, have you heard of any?
Heard of what?
See, Punkie's been on her phone this whole time.
You aren't allowed to get on your phone. Someone needs to take your phone.
Yeah.
Fine.
I said, have you heard of any restaurants or anything closing, or do you know of anybody elsewhere? Because you had found out that the DC Improv had closed. You told us that last episode. Please put your nostrils away. And
she's flaring.
Jesus Christ. This is chaos, you guys.
They're closing all these restaurants out here. They staying open because they doing delivery and all that shit. I know Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles fucking killing it right now.
Wait, are they really? I didn't know that.
You fucking right there. Because I had a friend that worked for Postmates, and all his deliveries came from Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Wait, Roscoe's closed?
No, they're open.
Thank God.
They're doing delivery.
No, they're like killing it right
Bianca,
now.
put your fucking phone away too. This is wrangling cats to try and run this podcast right now.
Wait, yo, Roscoe's cheesy eggs with onions?
The best. That is actually, like, I've never had the chicken and waffles, but I've had that 100 times.
It is so good, and no one talks about the cheesy eggs. I'm like, cheesy eggs.
I don't think I've ever even heard about
They're just a little bit wet.
So black people love their eggs scrambled soft. I don't know about you. I don't know about Louisiana types, but I just know it's not weird to ask for your eggs like scrambled soft.
And they do it right at Roscoe's.
Yeah. I have to try this.
They got good gravy and onions over there.
Gravy, baby. Punkie, how's Mary W. Johnson doing?
That's her mother.
At the house, she ain't playing no goddamn game. She be going off on my daddy because my daddy is a child. So he's but his mentality is going backwards. So all he want to do is play. He be trying to go by people's houses and shit. My mom be like, nigga, if you don't sit the fuck down. already putting your life on the line, going to work, you dumb bitch.
Is he still going to work?
Yeah, he likes to go to work.
He's security at a hospital?
He's the supervisor over all the damn securities
I
at
don't
all.
understand why the fuck he's going to work. He is compromised.
Well, they need. Oh, he is.
Look, he want to go to work. My mama need him to go to work. You know, married people should not be in the same house for longer than 16 hours a day.
Yeah, but you have a back house. He could sit in the back house and drink his Crown all day and come home 8 hours later and it'd be good.
It don't matter.
Okay, well, based on that transition, we're going to start talking about...
Great transition.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the people in all of our lives who think that this is a conspiracy theory and or don't think that this is real and think that this is some deep state thing that's trying to keep us from our jobs or keep us from making money. And I have a lot of opinions, but yeah, I'm just...
What I don't get is none of the effects we're having right now is part of take a Build-A-Burger, take a Rockefeller, take a whatever old English name that everyone associates with, I can't think of them right now, but take any conspiracy theory, family, and Illuminati.
Mm-hmm. The Koch brothers,
a sluggish economy is part of no one's bottom line.
Zero of the people. Thank you, Bianca.
I just don't understand that.
Thank you.
Everybody is here to make money.
Right.
No matter what conspiracy theories, they're always, if you go back far enough, they're always fueled by someone making money off someone.
Financials.
So
always.
If a sluggish economy, I mean, what are the things that are thriving right now? Alcohol sales, grocery stores,
hospitals, I guess.
Well,
kind
of.
of.
But also, what are the things that are thriving in this?
Unless Bezos is literally Dr. Evil and running everything from a spaceship on Mars right now.
Yeah, Amazon's thriving, I guess.
Okay, so then Bezos is now trying to take over the world, and this is that would be the conspiracy there.
I will say, Amazon is now a $1.1 trillion company. I get it. I get that it looks crazy, but it's like all of this, all the countries in the world are not working for Jeff Bezos.
Right.
So I don't understand. Everybody's about their bottom line. I have a bottom line. You have a bottom line. Yeah. You have a bottom line. Hammy has a bottom line. If I'm not doing something towards my bottom line, I'm not doing it.
Exactly. And my thing is I saw this on Twitter and I totally agree. It's like to feed exactly what you just said. If this is some deep theory, then you can just say that the fact that they're pushing us to get back to work sooner, or the fact that they want to release some of the restrictions earlier than they should, that meets a bottom line. But us sitting our asses at home cashing unemployment checks meets nobody's bottom line.
This is the government's worst nightmare. That I don't know the percentage, but I would say at least 50 to 60% of the country has filed for unemployment and some sort of food subsidy in the last month.
If you're combining both of those, because some people have filed for food subsidies who have not filed for unemployment, and the lines at food banks are disgustingly long.
One of my best friend's little sisters works for a food bank in New York. She does their social media and their PR. She's quarantined and losing her fucking mind because she's never worked harder in her life and she has no outlet. She's literally stuck in her house working probably 24 hours a day almost because it's insane.
Punkie, what do you think about the people that think this is a deep state conspiracy?
You know what? I think at this point, the way people think is 50-50 because a lot of this shit could be real and then a lot of this shit could be going on for other reasons. And I've heard so many conspiracies. It's crazy. I got a friend who's a huge conspiracy person, and she believes that this is because Trump is trying to shut down a huge trafficking ring and expose the celebrities that are involved
for sex trafficking, right?
Yes.
Oh my God, that makes no one money.
And in order to do that, he has to shut everything down, and that's why the military is out here to dig deep. And people like Tom Hanks is on the list and Obama is on the list. I was like, well, if Obama and Tom Hanks fucking kids, by all means, that's bad. But those are two men that can't do no wrong in my book. Just like Michael Jackson.
Dude, if Obama's fucking kids, I will kill myself. I don't know. I can't. I couldn't handle it after that.
One conspiracy theory that I hear often that I'm just kind of like, okay.
Often? That's insane.
No, that was one person.
No, she said it from...
And another conspiracy is that Biden is going to drop out of the presidential race right at the last minute. And then the New York governor is going to jump in. I don't know these names.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Here's the deal with Cuomo. And I think he's doing a great job now. But I think that he's generally he's been handling it day by day and he's done a really good job. But honestly, he refused to make people stay home because he was like, I refuse to make people a prisoner in their own homes. He waited a week after LA did it. I'm pretty sure. I think that no one fully understood what was coming and how much had already happened up to that point, like, because it wasn't showing up yet. But like, I feel like he's never gonna win the presidency when half his state is dying of fucking COVID-19.
No, but also he has nipple piercings. I cannot trust him.
Bianca with the hot take. So
I can't trust. I can't trust.
Wait, I would trust someone with nipple piercings more than someone who doesn't.
No, not a old ass man.
Wait, they're still pierced?
I mean, he got them.
He's like 60 something. Are you kidding me?
I don't trust you now.
Oh no,
those
same.
are new pictures.
Girl.
I'll show you right now.
Oh, I will die. Okay, cool. Well, I'm learning so much on this
But I
podcast.
would date his younger brother.
Ooh, so would I.
So would Hammy. And so would Hammy. We talked about it.
He's turning people.
Chris Cuomo.
Chris Cuomo is turning people over here.
Chris. Ooh, my Chris.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
This is your reaction to his...
No, you can see him through his shirt.
Okay,
Yeah.
we have to figure out. Can we post this picture?
No, this will be the picture for the fucking episode. What's happening? Why? Why
He's got bars through his nip.
Why still? I mean, I'm here for.
He did marry Sandra Lee.
Wait, did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Are
that.
they married now?
No, they're divorced.
Is she not Sandra Lee, the Grease character? You
No,
mean-
That's Sandra D.
Oh, oops. See, here I go. I don't know things.
that's the cook. The chef who does it's called semi-home cooking. She's the one that pours all the vodka in her drink she makes.
Oh, okay.
I do not remember who
good for
this
her.
person is. Punky, where the fuck you going?
Oh, Punky's left.
I told her to get tequila.
I inspired her. Sandra Lee. She's on the Food Network.
Oh, she's hot.
She's way pretty.
She's very pretty.
So are you guys? But back to the so just to clarify, so you've heard people have talked about these. This is a conspiracy theory. Do you guys buy into that?
Well, here's the thing, and this is the one I keep hearing about, is that they so I follow these.
Oh, good.
Hello?
Punky's
I
just
think Punky
screaming.
just fell.
He died of COVID.
Oh, you guys, this is chaos. Come on, Bianca.
Are
get
you
there.
good?
Hello, Punky.
Okay. Well, okay. I do love these damn silly ass black Instagram accounts that are
So do I.
they're these are about, oh, damn.
You are a racket right now. What is happening?
We just heard screaming and we're like, so I follow these blogs on Instagram that are black Instagram accounts, but they're just pro black, but they're very distrusting of every single thing in the world. And they're so funny to me. It's not I don't follow it to tease, but half of it is so stupid. But I do I'm all about not believing in the man and fight the system. But
Sure.
But it can stray into the no, that's actually not a thing. And now they're Bill, aka Bill Gates of hell. I'm like, oh,
Why are people coming for him right now?
but it's funny, Gates of hell. Okay, already I'm laughing. And then
Oh my god, it's so ridiculous.
and it's since why is he so consumed with vaccinating people? He's been poisoning. Why doesn't he worry about cleaning water and stop poisoning black men? I'm like, okay, guys, he is totally concentrated on cleaning water.
He's
his
literally
whole thing.
fighting that fight almost by himself with his wife.
To the T. And also,
to the T.
Bill Gates, he's a private citizen who's helping. Why are you expecting?
Why are you coming
all
for
of a
him?
sudden-
It was his mom was a Bilderberger. I was like, oh, Lord.
here we go.
But to me, I'm he's actually technically fighting for clean water.
Yeah, and he's fighting Ebola and he's saving millions
So
of lives.
you start wondering, it's
But do you believe that this is a conspiracy? The whole idea of COVID, and I know you said it's meeting nobody's bottom line, but has there been anything that creeped in where you're maybe?
The thing I understand is that in this country we celebrate. Oh my God!
Punkie Johnson.
Don't belch
Chaos.
on
Chaos.
Kate's podcast.
Yeah,
Shit.
or do and give me the
She
warning
just
that you're about
lost
to.
5 listeners. No, the weird thing is that this country celebrates individualism over collectivism. And in Asia, it's much more collectivism. Let's do what's best for everyone. So I'm not at all surprised that now we go to conspiracy theories. Now we go to, well, what's really going on? What do you mean? Because why else would we Why else wouldn't you question everything? In this country, don't care about our neighbor. We are like, look out for yourself.
First,
take
last,
care of
always.
yourself.
Yeah.
Put your oxygen mask on before you help anybody else. And that's our culture. So when you tell people, oh, wait, the government, like, you know how China really overcame it? They made an app and you had clearance to go into places because on the app you got cleared. And now you could only go into places with the app. The only way this is going to work if we track people. This country will not stand for people being tracked like that. They just won't stand for it.
So this is good job, Bianca. You gave me another transition. Excellent. Excellent. She's got her own podcast.
Prime Minister, he said people walk outside, just shoot them down.
Wait, say that again, Punkie. What?
Duarte. Yeah, he's fucking out of. But that's for every reason. Like now he blames COVID, but before it was like you might look like a drug dealer, so I'm gonna shoot you.
Wait, which prime minister?
Duarte of Philippines.
Wait, Hammy, do you kind of understand Duarte, Lil?
Look, man.
I know you do.
Hey, I want to go. I want life to get back to the way it is, and I feel like if my thing is whether you believe what's going on or you don't, it does not fucking matter. If they're telling you we won't resume back to regular life unless you stay the fuck inside, then bitch, that's what the fuck you need to do. You stay the fuck inside. So I truly believe that if they see you outside and if you ain't going to the store with a doctor, shoot that motherfucker down. Because bitch, we want to get back to regular fucking life, bitch. I am sick of this shit.
Okay, so to speak to... Oh, go ahead, Bianca.
Well, I was going to say, would you guys be down? Like, let's say you got screened, you're clear. I had antibodies. Let's say she got screened, and we're all in the clear. Would you be down to download? Would you guys be down to download an app to be like, cool, I'm clear? Or would you want that level of privacy given up?
I would, at this point, like all of my rights or all of our collective rights to freedom have been decidedly overrun by the collective good. Yeah. And so at this point, I mean, I have TikTok and Gmail on my phone. Like, fuck, those are already tracking literally when I sneeze and they're recording everything. So if I think I have privacy, I'm deluded. Like that's delusional.
But can we? So this, I feel like this though leads me into eugenics, which is essentially like race science.
Come on, we getting there on this podcast. I got smart people, y'all.
But it's like it is literally survival of the fittest / Darwinism. Yet it's made out to be something that's science based. But I mean, that's what I mean. There's Norway, the Netherlands, and Sweden are all doing herd immunity.
Yeah.
And the UK was going to do it until fucking Boris Johnson got his ass kicked and then ended up in ICU with COVID, which is hysterical to me. But also, I was reading this really cool article about this Indian couple who have only lived in Sweden for 4 years. And they're like, it's their perspective on herd immunity. But they're like, people who have grown up in Sweden their entire lives have a better immune system, generally speaking, because they're a healthier group of people in general. So they're like, we have only been here for 4 years, so we're immunocompromised purely from not being born and raised in Sweden. So they're keeping themselves at home more than they would otherwise. Like generally people are just out like walking around, but they were also like people in Sweden live a different way. So they automatically give each other more space. They're not a friendly culture necessarily. They're not like in each other's, they're not shaking hands and giving kisses all the time and that kind of thing. But
most of the country lives in Stockholm, which is only one city.
Right.
And it is even spaced out, having been there. It's like, it doesn't feel like people are on top of each other.
It doesn't feel like that? I've never been there.
No, it doesn't feel like that at all.
But the thing is, they also have the healthcare system to handle a surge.
Bigger issue.
I do think that there is, but you know what I worry about? Let's say they do herd immunity. If there is a recessive gene that puts you at a disadvantage,
that's interesting,
and you have a kind of like more homogenous society, so like Swedish kind of descend from their own people, like not like America, everyone's so diverse,
everybody
like
fucking everybody.
Her background is different than my background versus her background, you know, we're all from all over the world versus your background, whereas the Swedish people kind of come from the same lineage. So I think the downside is, well, if you have the wrong
biogenetic
if you have the wrong DNA, if you have the wrong makeup, then everybody can, you know what I mean?
I guess that's the irony of eugenics though, is that you think you're making like this super race, but you're ultimately creating like golden retrievers whose hips go out after fucking 12 years.
Or like,
you know what I mean?
The royals who like bleed out when they get a fucking paper cut.
I mean, seriously.
Have you been watching Plot Against America?
No.
Both of you have been.
Like Lindenberg's baby, it's Lee.
Cheers, Punkie. Punkie's just doing a a cup of tequila.
Ew.
I don't know. I haven't had tequila in a couple weeks, probably a month.
You might die.
You don't need it.
I thought I might die.
Yeah.
And then I didn't. And here we are.
Here we are.
I
So,
felt that shot.
Punkie, whilst you're making that terrible face for the cup of tequila that you just downed, I did get on the few messages I got, people want video when you kick Kenneth's ass. I do not know why people are obsessed with the Kenneth story.
For the viewers that are listening, I wanted to let you guys know that there's absolutely no fucking way that I wouldn't get video. I'm gonna do the video, and the next thing you're gonna do, it's gonna be on Now This. Y'all know them Now This that be on Facebook.
I love now
Like some positive fucking like.
It's gonna be like, woman manipulated out of her money 9 years ago. She kicks his ass. Now this, and everybody gonna be like, yes, she should have kicked that motherfucker ass. I'm gonna just be in the comments like, that's me, bitch. I did it, bitch. Fuck Kenneth. Yes, I'm filming that shit and I'm selling it to Now This.
Okay, but I want to go.
Do you know this? Do you know his real name?
Yeah, she thinks she does. She knew his kid.
He worked in a legitimate
There was an
building
office.
with people in the building.
Yeah.
And so
But
when you tried to contact him, what happened?
Once I went back to the building, it was closed. So it was
Scam.
legit because everybody was in there, everybody was doing it, but I think it just shut down. I mean, that's
It
what
was
happened.
all cardboard, fake.
Yeah.
It
When I
was
went to the
full on
police,
catch me
like,
if you can shit.
No, it was crazy. What I think it was I think it was actually his apartment because she was given keys. So she was able to use the keys.
Yeah, but
to
who's
open the
going to
door.
use the keys
There was
right
furniture.
there and then?
There were furniture in the apartment,
Yeah.
but they were like, "Oh, they just haven't moved out
Yeah.
yet."
See why? I guess this is why it's getting this big of a reaction. Bianca's reminding me that people are.
You know
hearing it for
what's
the first time.
crazy though? Let me tell
What?
you something. So my brother used to live in Beijing. He's a journalist, and I visited him. Let me tell you the things they counterfeit. Because I went to the grocery store. My brother was like, "No, I have to come with you. There's all this counterfeit shit." I'm like, "At the grocery store? Counterfeit eggs,
Come on.
counterfeit rice." I went to a stall that was selling little like Chinese like wraps. I don't know how to explain them. And he was like, I was like, "I'll take a water." He's like, wait. Let me tell you which water to get. I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Counterfeit water." Counterfeit banks, bitch. Imagine if you went into a Chase bank, you got money out, and then you were like, "Oh, this is all fake money." You go back, the bank's closed. It was fake money, but they took the money out your account. So they got the money, you got the fakes, and they were out. Oh shit. Like
That's gangster.
legitimate. So
That's
to me,
legit
I'm
gangster.
like, yo, like Kenneth is he a Chinese national?
Was he Chinese, bitch?
Bitch, where is Kenneth?
The Lord wants me to find Kenneth, and I'm going to find
The Lord
does
and
the
everybody
audience.
on this podcast.
Yeah, like I get more messages about Kenneth than any fucking thing else, and I'm like, all right, guys, that's enough. Like Kenneth, we moving on.
Listen, if John Oliver can find, did you see that John Oliver episode where he tried
Yeah.
to find this photo? We could find Kenneth.
Okay, so what I forgot to go back to, so Bianca, you had mentioned before, would we be down to have that app that says we've been cleared and we can go in? Gavin Newsom announced today. This is what we wouldn't tell you before the podcast. We were
tell
chatting before we started recording, and Bianca's like, "Tell me," and I was like, "Shut up, Lee. We got to do it on. We
Yeah,
got
she
to
literally
record."
was like, Lee, go take a shower.
He announced today that what they may do when they slowly reopen
Oh, you
things.
mean the West, the West pack? The West,
Western pack of governors.
Yes. That what may end up happening is that servers that actually are absorbed back into the restaurants or theaters or whatever that open, they're going to give all of us gloves and masks, and then your temperature will be taken as you walk into the restaurant or theater space, and doing it almost identically to China. And that if you have a fever, you can't come in, but if your temperature is considered whatever is normal, then there will be limited servers in whatever that space is, and they will bring you drinks or food or whatever.
And paper menus.
I think we're gonna have you could go get clearance with an app, but you can't enter here unless you have the app. Like what if you didn't have to do the app, but it was like you can't come into my business unless you had the app. You know what I mean?
Which, well, as private entities, they can all do that. And technically speaking,
Can they though? Because then
Yes.
this is gonna. I know that they can, but I just see like a future of turning into some sort of discriminatory thing where people are then like, no, you don't have this, you don't have that. But like, if you ever see the movie Snowpiercer?
No.
It was actually really good. I saw it like years after it came out. I think I only watched it like last year. But it's about a scientist predicting that the end of the world was coming. And so he made this train that circled the entire world, and he figured out how to create ecosystems on the train so that he could feed the population that got on the train, and that he could fuel the train with the ecosystems so that it would never have to stop. So the world would end around them,
but not in the train.
but not in the train. There was some
I can't watch this shit now because I would be like, it's
now
too
don't
real.
do it.
Girl, I've been watching watching The Walking Dead.
So is this bitch.
fucking
What is wrong
Punkie.
with black people in The Walking Dead?
I've been watching The Walking Dead.
White people are scared as fuck.
It is frightening. Every time I go to the grocery store, I'm like, I'm going on a supply run.
That's what we're doing.
Yo, it's depressing.
We are going on supply runs.
We're on a forever supply run. It's scary because it's like if the basically watching The Walking Dead is if the coronavirus lasted 3 years.
But it does feel like I went to Costco yesterday. The line was around the back of the building that I didn't even know existed. So
Well, it's because they just announced May.
I didn't even go because I was like, fuck this. I only go because I'm like, I could
want
save
flour.
money if I went there because I'm baking. But it's like, if I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to Ralph's. And then I got into Ralph's in 2 seconds.
Would you pay double to get someone to go in there and buy flour from you?
No way. I don't
You mean
have
to
any
have like
reason
somebody
to.
stand in line for you? The way that
It's not that dire.
No. I have stuff, but if I'm out, I'm like, while I'm here, I'm just going to grab a bulk amount of this. So if I was out and about, I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to Costco, see what the line is. The line was ridiculous. I was like, no fucking way, dude. Right now, we're not running out of food. We're actually there's toilet paper now every once in a while in stores. There's flour, there's sugar, like the things, eggs are going more quickly still.
But the stuff that everybody put a run on initially, I feel
It's
like has
starting
kind
to
of
come
mellowed.
back.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel as crazy.
Apparently, because March Madness is canceled, we have an abundance of chicken wings.
Oh, are you serious?
I like billions of wings.
And bacon.
I was pissed off. I went to go buy some wings the other day. They ain't had no damn wings.
Well,
They only had a
Wait,
couple
you gotta go now though, because they really overproduce and they're like, fuck. Like Buffalo Wild Wings puts in an order of like 1 billion wings for March.
Because the Smithfield pork plant closed in Idaho in Sioux Falls. 30 of their workers plus or 300
got infected.
Okay, 30.
So I don't remember. I think it's 30 of the 300. Yeah,
Okay,
10%.
So they shut it down, and they were just like the mayor had to like put force onto the owner of Smithfield because Smithfield was like, no, we're just gonna shut it down for a couple of days and clean the building, and they're like, no, fucking shut down. What is wrong with you? So anyway, they finally did. So now farmers have an abundance of pigs. They have nowhere to send their pigs for slaughter. Poor little babes.
I want them for pets. Give me your pigs.
Give us all a pig to take care of, Smithfield. But I used to walk. This is hilarious. But when I used to drive to the hotel where I used to work in Beverly Hills, I used to go through Hancock Park, which is this really nice neighborhood in LA. And there was always a dude every morning at the same time walking his pig.
Oh, I would have married him.
It was so cute.
pigs.
No, bitch, I'm always late. I ain't got time to talk to pigs.
Bitch, I'll cook that motherfucker.
Look, crazy.
Fuck you, Punkie.
I will never tell you where I saw that pig, bitch.
Wait, who has a goat?
Brittany, brother. B, what the goat name is?
This is quality podcast material.
His name is Benny. Wait, the nigga goat had a baby? The nigga bought a pregnant goat. He bought a pregnant goat and they didn't fucking know it. That a bitch? So the bitch was pregnant and he didn't even know. She just out and had a damn baby.
Cute.
So the baby is Benny and the mama name is Nanan.
The fuck is Nanan?
It's short for Nanny. That's some ghetto black New Orleans shit right there.
To transition away from Kenneth, living with people, as we have mentioned, is challenging during this time. Does anyone have any updates on their living situation?
I have a friend. So my living situation is the same. My cats hate
Fuck
me,
you.
and I'm baking every day, and my insomnia seems to be in check, quote unquote.
Oh, okay.
I've been sleeping, so
Yay.
only the last 2 days. So I'm knocking on wood silently, so not to ruin the podcast.
Thank you.
But
Fucking Bianca, God damn it. Chaos. This is chaos.
But I have a friend who he sent me a picture of a pile of dishes, and every day the dishes get bigger, and he's like, my roommate just keeps adding, and he's like, every day around this time he eats an apple, but he has to cut the apple into pieces and put it in a bowl, and then the bowl goes in the stack. And then none of them get washed. And I was like, I love that. I was like, I love that when he eats an apple. He's like, he also only eats chicken, a fried egg, and microwaved rice every day. That's all he eats. And I was like, okay, you're losing your fucking mind. I'm a little worried about you. I think you need to move out. He was like, yes, I was trying to do that before this happened.
I mean, the roommate situation must be awful.
Oh.
I just imagine when you're like, so I feel like roommates is the one title where it could be like, oh, that's my roommate. Or it's like, she's my roommate. I love her. You know, like,
it's black or white. It's
like-
good
like,
or it's
hey,
bad.
What do you do if you fucking hate your roommate?
Well, Kate,
Oh,
why don't you tell
that's
us
a
about
really
that?
good question. Thank you, Bianca. Oh my God, it's like she knew. Well,
Transition queen.
hello. So my roommate told me this week that she started some weird conversation where I didn't realize it was going to be some big conversation. I was going to do my laundry, and then she just said, "How are you doing?" And I was like, I'm stressed. Like I know people that have it, and I'm whatever. And she's like, "No, how are you?" And I was like, "I'm fine." Blah blah. So anyway, we continue the conversation, and I think she's asking me these pointed questions so that she sees whether or not I'm moving out. And so I stopped the conversation. I was like, "Hey, if I were actually considering moving out during this, you'd have 2 months notice minimum. I would walk you through it. Like I would never leave you high and dry." And she's like, "No, I know that. I'm not worried about that at all." And I was like, "Okay." And then she was like, my roommate.
I would.
Yeah, well, wow, Leigh. Yes, almost exactly. She goes, my boyfriend and I are going to start looking for places. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, great, whatever." But it's such a heavy conversation that I don't realize she's telling me that they have already actually started. So I continue doing my laundry. The night goes on, whatever. And then I wake up with like a panic attack in the middle of the night. And I was like, oh my God, she's telling me she's moving in the middle of this, because it took me a minute to register. So I go to talk to her the next day and I was like, "Hey, I just want to clarify the conversation we had yesterday." And she immediately gets defensive and angry. And she was like, "You're radiating with anxiety right now. Like, I need you to just step back a little bit." And I was like, okay. I was like, "Well, I'm really anxious." And she said, "We are looking for places passively. If we find something that's cheap."
Passively?
Yeah, exactly. If we find something that's cheap, we're going to move in, but I'm not sure when. And I said, "So I'm supposed to just live in this limbo hell of maybe eventually you're going to tell me that you're moving out?" And she was like, "I can't give you more. Like, I don't know what you want from me." And she said, "Are you trying to keep me from moving in with the love of my life, the man I'm going to marry?" And I said,
OMG.
"Yeah, thank you." And I was like, "Well, this isn't prison." I was like, "You can live wherever you want." And I said, "But just understand how I'm screwed in this." And she was like, "You saying that makes me feel like a garbage person. Like, I would never leave you high and dry. That's not how I am." Well, I don't have a job currently. I'm not exactly a desirable candidate. And I don't have first and last month's rent. And I don't have money to pay for movers. So I'm not entirely sure what you thought was going to happen." And so then she hasn't been speaking to me since that conversation. And then today she knocks on my door while I was working out. And she was like, "Oh, are you working out?" Like, "Oh." And I'm like, "Oh, you're talking to me now. Okay." And I was like, "Oh yeah, no problem." And she was like, "I just want to let you know that we're going to look for an apartment today. Like we have an appointment to see a place." And I was like, "Okay." And I said, "So are you moving out May 1st? And she was like, "No, our lease is until June 1st. I wouldn't do that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. All right."
At least that. I mean, at least it's like, so your lease ends May 31st.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Which is my birthday.
Aw.
I was born in 1998.
Happy birthday.
Me too.
So
Me
was
too.
Punkie, so was I.
Just in case anyone was listening. Okay, well that gives you some playroom.
Yeah, it
At
does.
least we have answers.
Except that the problem is, and I'm not trying to add to your anxiety, but I mean, like, it's really hard. But
here she goes.
But let me go ahead.
But go ahead, Leigh.
Tsunami of anxiety.
But it's hard because it's like, how you gonna invite somebody into your house right now when you don't know who they are? Like, if you got to go find a roommate and you don't know any,
impossible.
that's
Oh, no,
so
I'm
she
moving
lives in
out.
a 2-bedroom, so she doesn't know where to go. Like, now she has to move. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe though there are places that are putting off. Like, maybe they'll give you, like, you can pay for your security deposit a couple months later. You can pay for your
Listen, they're
down-
very flexible places right now because they know people aren't even paying them.
Yeah.
And they're not even getting, like, I remember my girlfriend lives in Kentucky. She lives in Louisville. And she was like, girl, they have like $50 move-in specials. So
They're giving apartments
they're
away.
giving
in
it.
other
So
parts of the country.
I think right now that's probably a thing. So I wonder if you could game the system a little in your favor. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, and
'Cause
listen,
everybody I know is like every apartment. Like my friend lives in a very expensive high-rise downtown, and you pay for the amenities. She pays a lot of money, and because they can't access any of them because they're all closed because they don't want people to gather, they're all slashing the rent.
Which, listen, I mean, like
You could use it for your advantage. Like, hey,
Yeah.
we'll give you the next 6 months at like this amount if you can pay us this amount, and then after 6 months it comes up. I think they'll take anything. So
I mean,
maybe
it's definitely an option. I mean, I've toyed around with a lot of different options, but it's just, it is, I think I'm more in the like shell shock of like, we were friends before this and I just wouldn't do this to someone who's unemployed. Like she and her boyfriend both have jobs. They're both like fine and working. And so there isn't like the money thing that she has to factor in. I'm just more like, this is just not how I would do somebody.
what after a year can you guys go month to month?
Yeah, we do.
That's what I was asking.
But the problem is like, I don't, at what point is she going to come in and be like, oh, we just got this apartment. This is my 2 weeks notice. Like,
What
I'm
would
out.
be your best version of the situation if she wanted to actually move with him in the middle of a corona?
That she would wait until I had a job again. Like, that would have been the ideal. Like, that's what I would have done for her, because it's not like she's pregnant. They're not engaged, and she wouldn't get like defensive. So this could be something we could actually like discuss. That would be ideal, but that's just not the way.
Yeah,
it
I
is.
don't get why like the
Hostility.
the rush of it. Like, what's the sense of urgency? You can't wait till July.
The nice thing is about corona.
You get on her nerves. I don't know what you're doing, but
She's around all the time. That's what it is.
okay, I don't think you're doing anything to get on her nerves. I just think you're getting on her nerves, and that's why she's leaving. She don't care about your feelings, bitch, and nobody has to care about your feelings. I think that you need to get out and ahead of this situation before it all happens. So if she's not looking out for you, then fuck that bitch. You need to look out for you. So if I was in your situation, this is what I would do. I'm not telling you to do it. I would go talk to the landlord and lay it all out. Look, this is what's happening. This is the problem. I ain't got no job. I can't afford to do this shit. This whole probably gonna be gone in June. So if she gone in June and I can't pay, then I gotta go. But if it's more convenient for you to stay, is it all right if I pay my half of the rent to this shit is all gone?
That's a good idea.
That's a good
Just
idea.
get ahead of the situation and make sure that you are right for the future. Don't wait on her. She ain't waiting on you. You don't wait on her. So you make sure you're okay. Fuck that bitch. And don't let her look, there's a way out and there's an answer and solutions to everything.
I agree
It's
with
just
that. Yeah.
No. So fuck her. Protect yourself. Protect your environment. And also listen to what Binky and Leigh had to say. They might have other places. You might could get a better deal living by yourself and not have to get a roommate ever again.
I mean,
Yeah,
I do think that rent is going to drop. It just is a question of when it's going to fish. Because we have a friend who is a building manager up the street in our neighborhood, and she said that they're not raising rent, but they are definitely keeping it what the people that moved in last, like, they're keeping it that rate, which is essentially what we're all paying to live in a one bedroom.
What's the market value as of a
Right.
month ago?
But I mean, that's dropping quickly.
Well, and I mean, where?
If you don't mind me asking, what you pay right now? 12?
No, I pay 15 before utilities.
And
You pay
that's
15?
to split a one bedroom.
Oh my
To
god.
split a two bedroom.
Okay, you can move right now, and like where Rose house at, you could go negotiate and be like, "Look, I could do $1,600 a month."
You don't want to live close to all our coworkers like that, though.
$1,600, bro. They got apartments out here, one bedrooms, and you could pay $1,600 a month. Kate, you can do better than where you at. You'll never need a roommate.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, my head just, I
agree.
think my like panic spiral. I just like talked to my mom and I was like, I guess I'm coming back to Ohio. I like looked up like storage units and I'm like, I guess I'm leaving LA like for the time being. And that's where my head has gone, because I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed with the stress of also trying to find a place right now.
There's so many options before that. I really do.
Agreed. You can find a studio for even less than what you're paying.
Wait, what'd you say, Punkie?
How we gonna do the podcast if you leave, ho?
No, we got to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. I was like, I thought about that and I was like, I might drive to Ohio, bring all my equipment with me, and then we just do it all via Zoom, which would suck. But that's just where my head
You're not
went.
going to Ohio, Kate.
There's no reason for you to go to Ohio. I understand. I feel like safety is important for you.
Yes.
And so you're just running to like the safest place. But no, Kate.
Appreciate
Look, put your shit in storage. Fine if that makes you feel better and you just want to be prepared. But I promise you, there is so much more opportunity.
Well, that's what I'm hoping to like leverage, is to be able to say like, listen, I'm on unemployment, but I was furloughed. I wasn't fired.
And right now, what is this? April 15th? You have like a month and a half and some weeks. A month and a half.
Yeah.
Right? You're good. If you start hitting the pavement now, like I believe what Hammy's saying.
There's
That's
always
fair.
a way. Just don't let the panic take over.
That's where I'm at. I'm
Yeah.
living in panic.
You just can't. You can't let it. Like any kind of decision made out of desperation, I feel like
It's
is never
terrible.
a good decision.
Agreed.
So
And
you
you're
need.
gonna regret it.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna be like, what if they stop having flights back to California? Like,
yeah.
What if the Western Commission of Governors decides this is what I think is going to happen, or the Western PAC? Sorry, it's going to be
made it more
fucking whatever. It was fancy.
Punkie, don't encourage this. Stop laughing. No, this is terrible for my editing. I hate y'all.
No, but what if like this turns into sort of a martial law sort of a situation? And I don't mean to say that in like a conspiracy theory sort of a way.
Well,
but
it already
like
sort of is. We're quarantined to our houses. It is
we're
sort of
quarantined to our
martial law.
houses, and I think, but also like they're saying that like Cuomo is talking to his surrounding states. Newsom is talking to his surrounding states. Like Trump on the press conference today essentially backtracked because earlier he was like, I'll make them do whatever I say. I'll make them open their businesses. And then today he was like, it's up to the governors.
Because it is.
Essentially. So that's what's happening is like,
and the United States of America.
I mean, he's an insane person. Like he fucking took his money. He took the money out of the WHO today.
And the CDC, he's been slowly taking away.
Yeah. Let's defund the WHO.
Let's defund the WHO and go ahead and start because he's looking for a scapegoat. I know I'm sidetracked, but he's looking for a scapegoat for his own bad
he's like
judgment.
Well, because the economy is tanking.
The economy's tanking. And there's only so many times you can say it's not tanking before people are like, hey, naked emperor, we all see the economy tanking.
You ain't got no clothes on.
Fuck off. Yeah. So he today in this press conference, which was the most disastrous thing I've ever seen, which happens every day.
It was embarrassing.
It always beats the next one. No, all the Western governors are now in a pact to decide how we're going to reopen our economies. And that's when Gavin Newsom was talking about paper menus and taking people's temperatures and
masks,
stuff like that.
gloves.
But it is sort of like, are we starting our own little country? It's not that far-fetched.
What did he say, though? He declared us a nation state, right? Didn't he say California's out of
nation state?
That's what I thought. Gavin Newsom, who's the governor of California. Yeah,
I know him. He's the mayor of San Francisco.
Bianca's whole spine just like caved in, and she touched her chest.
Bianca's like, because my cleavage out. I told them before on a Zoom earlier that he reminds me of the president of Scandal. And
that is so real.
I can be Kerry Washington. I'm black, by the way, people. I look like a dark-skinned woman. I'm actually Persian Panamanian, but it doesn't matter.
Okay, on that tip,
nation state, what is that?
Meaning like we become completely independent from the federal government, but where people got scared.
We secede, bitch.
But if we secede, then we don't get that $1,200 stimulus because then we are.
That shit is pending in my account right now. Okay, you take that back.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We are the 5th largest economy in the world.
I know.
So we don't.
And we're the second in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't want to lose us.
No, we're the first in the country.
I thought we were number 2. Are we number 1?
Well,
we surpassed New York.
If we're 5th in the world,
I thought New York was right ahead of us. I thought I went New York.
Not anymore.
Okay,
because we have so much agriculture.
Because now everybody dead in New York.
Everybody dead in New York. Okay,
right. We're like Amazon of the states, bitch. We're at 1.1 trillion, bitch. Suck my agriculture. Suck my agriculture.
Suck my agriculture. Suck my strawberries.
Suck my Golden State.
No, but really, do we need the federal government? I'm watching a lot of Deadwood. Sorry.
No, you and fucking Punkie, between the two of y'all, yes, we need the federal government.
Yo, watch Deadwood.
But then you start to forget like all the things that you get from the federal government. You know what I mean? So it's like, the post office.
Well,
wow,
they may go under.
Bad example.
Yeah, because they may go under because they just did not get granted the bailout.
I wish you could see my face.
Yeah, Leigh's trying to slink into the couch. She's like, I didn't mean to make that example.
I can't get it back.
No, you can't. You done said it.
Damn it! I thought I was on top of all my shit.
They take 25% of my taxes, so I'm like, well, what am I like? What have you done for me lately?
But here's the deal: right now, though, they're doing everything, and I'm appreciating that. Like, same. I'm getting unemployment. I know that's the state, but I'm getting unemployment. We're getting. There's a pending $1,200 in my fucking my bank account that hopefully will.
Shout out to my missing money.
God. Remember me? Please, God, I'm cute.
Chaos.
Report the stimulus check to the unemployment office?
No, they know.
I don't think so. I think because that's federal, like the unemployment comes from state, and I think that the stimulus is literally so we start ordering from Amazon again.
I'm gonna be so mad if we have to pay taxes on all this shit.
We have to pay taxes on unemployment.
No,
that you do.
I think they're gonna forgive it.
I think they are too.
God damn it! I've been having taxes taken out.
No,
Should I not?
Like, no
I keep telling people don't do it because I feel the same. I'm like, we're barely making a third of what we used to make. There's no way we're gonna make enough money to have to pay taxes on it next year.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Maybe you should stop having that taken out. Punkie, are you having taxes taken out of your stuff?
Fuck no.
Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, good job, Punkie.
Hell no. Give me all my money.
The best thing is that guy from Amazon. He's like, we don't have protective wear. We are not even shipping essential items. Dildos. Dildos are non-essential. I'm like, depends on who you ask.
I was gonna say that's essential.
I'm like, excuse.
What you
I
mean
am not
non-essential?
I was warned against having Corona dick in my apartment, and I'm gonna have to rely on a dildo. Okay.
How dare you attack the female population? I feel very attacked.
Punkie, you still are here though. Like we're not judging you. You're already covered on that.
Yeah, is it essential, Punkie?
Hell yeah, dick is essential.
When you need to shut your wife up.
Okay, we're going transition. Here we go.
But I believe in the power of the penis. I believe, guys.
Okay, great. The last question that I came up with.
Great.
What have you guys learned about yourselves during this quarantine thus far? Is there something that you were like, holy shit, I didn't know that about me?
Oh, Lord.
What have you learned?
I am outrovert, bitch.
Outrovert.
What you mean? What you mean by that?
Outro. I like to be out the fuck side. Now, when I was able to be outside, I was telling everybody, I can be inside all day. I'm a goddamn introvert. I'm an introvert. No, bitch. I realize I am the outro.
Okay, that's fair.
I will never complain about, I will never fucking complain.
I think that there's a mix between
Introverted,
There is
outrovert.
intro, outro.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying outro, you fucking bitch. Oh, you're ruining my life, dummy. There's a mix between intro and extrovert. Jesus, it's not a belly button for fuck's sake.
Punkie's holding her chest right now. She's laughing so hard. It's so ridiculous.
There's always a mix of like somebody who's an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert or any of those things. And I think that we are all a mix of those things. But when it becomes an extreme version of one or the other, I think the other thing just screams to get out. You know what I mean? So,
But did you learn anything else besides the fact that you're like, oh, I'm more of an extrovert than I thought I was? Did you learn anything?
I'm definitely an extrovert, 100%. But it's not new. What I've learned is that I don't have a distraction now. I get tired so early, and I'm just like, no, I'm not tired yet. I'm not going to sleep at fucking like 10 or 11 o'clock.
Which is normal for everybody else.
Which is normal. And then I push past it, and then I can't sleep, which is why I fucking started getting insomnia.
Sure.
But now I have no outlet for that. So if I push past it, I'm like, well, am I going to go for a run at fucking 3 a.m? Because I have nothing else to do with this fucking crazy energy.
Yeah.
So then I was just having insomnia. So that's what I've learned is like, apparently my bedtime is 9 p.m.
Bianca, have you learned anything about yourself?
I've learned a few things. When I got back, I had very bad insomnia, but I've always had insomnia. I just can't get a hold of it because I came from somewhere that was like the time difference. You know,
what do you mean though that you can't get a hold of it? Like you've had insomnia your whole life?
I've always had insomnia. That's just how I've been born. Like as a kid, like at sleepovers, you know, the people who fell asleep would like get pranks played on them. I was like, never, ever,
You were the prank puller.
I was like,
that's part of your brand.
About to put my hand in warm water and make me pee. It's just impossible. You will never outsleep me. Like I will stay up longer than you forever in a day. I just have an extra battery pack.
That's just who you are.
That's just who I am.
But what did you learn? Like, is there?
So, the thing is like, one, I realized that like human beings are so fickle. We're so brittle. Like even when there's daylight savings, you know, a lot of people die. Because that 1 degree of difference, I came back, but I don't have an appetite. It's not that I don't have an appetite. It's that I can't feel. So right now, everyone think to themselves what they feel like in their stomach. Are you hungry? Are you full? Could you eat? Our mind and our stomach are connected.
Sure, of course.
Okay, now everybody try to feel their liver. You can't. You know, you can't feel it.
So that's how you feel about your stomach?
I mean,
Bitch, your liver is like, ow, bitch, stop. Okay, so basically, I can't feel my stomach like you can't feel your liver. It's gone. It's offline. It's offline.
Wait, so do you not get like headaches from hunger? You don't feel like the growls?
I went 2 days and I was like, dude, I have. And then my friend's a doctor and she's like, you have to force feed yourself. And I was like, okay.
Has that been true your whole life?
No, this is just since the quarantine.
Oh, that's anxiety, girl.
You know, it's been since March 16th.
So you've learned your anxiety manifests in a way that it interrupts your appetite.
I guess I've learned
Mine
that too.
too.
And I'm an extrovert. You know how some people are like, oh, I need a social break. I need to be alone. I need to rethink my thoughts.
You don't.
I'm like, I need to be around people.
No, yeah.
So I was wondering how it would be when I got back. And since I've been back, I'm like, oh, I'm actually fine. It's actually funny. I'm fine when everyone else is also not having fun.
You're like, oh, everyone's suffering, so we're collectively suffering. Do you guys want to throw out your social media handles? I've never asked this before, and I'm so sorry. I realized I had not asked that, and then I threw it in the description. But do you guys want to have people be able to get in touch with you? Okay, do it. Tell them. Let them know, Bianca.
I fucks with Bianca. IFUXWIT Bianca. But if you put IFUX, I will come up. Thank you so much.
Look at that. Leigh?
Mine is at leigh.l.q. So it's leigh.l.q. And then my pastry page,
Abington Ave.
is at Abington Ave Pastry. So it's ABINGTONAVEPASTRY. Matilda.
And that was her
confirms.
kitty
Yeah.
saying hi. And then Punkie, you want to throw out yours?
I just want to say that I be forgetting Lee got the pastry. So every now and then I be like, every now and then I'll see Lee post her pastry, whatever she cooked or baked that day. And then I'll see her pastry page do it. And I'll be like, who's this bitch stealing Lee's fucking ideas and designs? And I'd be like, oh, that bitch got another page. I'm wild.
I have to have another page because I'm so fucking batshit on my personal page, and I had to separate it because I was like, no one's gonna fucking buy my shit if I'm just myself.
And then obviously this is Service from Hell. That's
Wait,
our.
Punkie, what is yours?
She already said it.
Mine is Punkie Johnson, Punkie, like Punkie Brewster, but Punkie Johnson, Punkie Johnson, JOHNSON on everything.
Thinking like a producer, I said she said it, she didn't say it. Well, we're going to drop checks now. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you want to help us out here at Service from Hell, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and tell your friends to listen. It will help us reach more people that need to be schooled in the art of being kind and will be catharsis for those of us still working in the industry. And if you have stories of your own, we'd love to hear them. Email us here at servicefromhellpodcast@gmail.com and someone from our team will let you know if we're going to read the story on air. We are still not doing our normal format because the world is upside down and backwards, and yesterday is tomorrow and tomorrow is Wednesday. So we will eventually get back to our normal format.
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yeah. Is it really? Oh, that's actually true. Look at me knowing things. Remember, if you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to go out. So don't be garbage and be good to people. It's easier that way. Thank you guys for being on the podcast. I appreciate all of you.
It was fine.
That's going to be it for us. Punkie, you want to say goodnight?
Bye, everyone.
Love you, punks.
Good night, guys.
Why are your fingers shiny, bitch? You been dipping them in water or lube or what?
I'm hot. I used to take all my pictures thugged out, right? And then it's the one where my mama told me she was gonna whip my ass if I ain't smile, bitch.
She's like, and she can't breathe.
She's choking.
Hold on, it's fine. She'll edit her own coughs out.
Shut up, Punkie. Shut the fuck up.
I'd rather her edit her own coughs out.
Why
than
is
our
she
bullshit.
choking? What the fuck?
She drank a glass of wine. She can't handle the wine.
She can't handle it, dude. She had one sip of alcohol, like talking about, you take over.
Drink in quarantine. Shut up.
Look, I've been a thug. I've been trying to tell
Let's
people.
see.
I've been a thug, bitch.
Oh,
Look at that.
shit.
Oh Jesus! Is that your communion dress? Are you missionary Baptist or Southern Baptist or First Baptist?
Southern Baptist.
Stop talking filthy with me, bitch. From the back Baptist. I'm doggy style Baptist.
What is back Baptist?
That's like swapping.
Okay, so I got First Baptist like buys up all the shit downtown and takes over blocks, and you ask a question and the answer is like, does the Baptist church have a bus? But anyway, explain what back Baptist is.
Baptist is.
You made that up. Admit it.
Of course I did. I can't believe Lee, dumbass.
Please explain back Baptist.
Punkie, she's.
The back Baptist.
From the back?
That's when your pastor
Oh boy.
in your house
Okay.
and blow that back out.
Bye. Okay. Good night. I'm like, I swear.
Did you get your back blown out from
Good
your
night.
pastor?
Good night,
bitch?
everybody. We're done. We're super done. This is
I'm the pastor.
okay. Everybody's going crazy. Good night.